everyone, welcome to Cricket World TV, day 4 of the ICC World 2020. And a bit of a funny old day really, because we had 2 games once again, but we didn't really get the sort of cricket we were hoping to see, JP.
Didn't get the amount of cricket we were expecting to see at all. Both games are heavily affected by the rain.
Okay, Sri Lanka, Zimbabwe, followed by England and of course the home team, the West Indies. Everyone looking forward to that, full houses I'm sure. Let's start off with Sri Lanka, Zimbabwe. JP, tell us the story of the day.
Well, absolutely. Sri Lanka they're still in with the shout of getting through to the Super 8s because they've beaten the Zimbabweans by 14 runs on the Duckworth-Lewis method. Doesn't tell the whole story as ever. Match started, brilliant century for Mahela Jayawardene, the 4th man to score a 2020 international century and the 2nd in as many days after Suresh Raina's brilliance for India. They made 173 for 7. Jayawardene faced just 64 balls. Really was a scintillating innings. Then the rain came down. Zimbabwe was set effectively 44 to win in 4 or 5 overs, and they would have actually needed 104 and 11, but the rain came, and after 5 overs that was it for the game. They made just 29 for 1. They didn't even score a boundary, and Sri Lanka pretty comprehensive winners in the end.
All a bit strange there really, just going down sort of with a bit of a whimper.
That's right, didn't really seem to get on with it and really try and hit any 4s and 6s, but they do have a chance. They've got to beat New Zealand in their final group game and hope that the net run rate is good enough.
Okay, well of course once they played the second part of their game there was a half-hour delay, all trying to work out what time it was exactly going to be, but then of course the big game of the day I suppose for the locals and also for a lot of English supporters, England versus the West Indies, and well, England off to an absolute flyer.
They were, and they kept going very well, didn't they? They kept going at nearly 10 runs per over. 191 for 5 they scored. Owen Morgan, a brilliant innings of 55, very inventive as ever, all sorts of shots that probably can't describe here, won't do them justice. And Luke Wright, a bit more traditional, a bit more orthodox, a bit more powerful, 45 not out in just 27 balls. They put on 95. Darren Sammy did pretty well, he got man of the match again. He took 2 for 22, but you really did think at the halfway stage that 192 for West Indies to chase, just as it had been for Pakistan the day before, would be too tall an order. But it started to rain quite heavily, and they were effectively set 60 to win in 6 overs, and they got there. Duckworth-Lewis sort of made them favourites, and Chris Gale smashed 25, and they got there with the ball to spare.
It's always difficult, isn't it, when a team's chasing, but encouraging signs there for England. I think they scored all the runs. I think they would have fancied themselves, even over the 20 overs, to beat the West Indies. I mean, it would have been just an amazing run chase. It
would have been something special. I think we were all denied the chance to watch it. It didn't quite happen.
Quick word there for the 2 England boys, Lum and Keysvet opening the innings.
Yeah, looked pretty good. Both of them got the innings off to the sort of start, and the rest of the batsmen really followed the lead. So that was very encouraging for England. And
of course it was the West Indies stand-in keeper, literally Andre Fletcher, winning runs, and they were all, well, happy as they're through to the next round.
That's right, they're through, so they join India in the Super 8s. They'll be in different groups, but the West Indies are through, so they'll be happy with that.
Okay, well that's day 4 out of the way, and hopefully the weather will stay better for the rest of the week, but another busy day of cricket coming up tomorrow. England in action again as well, for the 2nd time, but before that we've got another game of cricket.
We have indeed. We've got New Zealand playing Zimbabwe. A little bit of edge here because New Zealand haven't toured Zimbabwe for a few years. Just reading on a few newspapers that Zimbabwe not particularly happy with some of the reasons given. So I think that the Zimbabwe will be pumped up with this game anyway. They have to win to have any chance of going through because they lost today against Sri Lanka. It could yet come down to net run rates. Zimbabwe will hope their spinners, people like Prosper Sayre, Ray Price, Greg Lamb, Graham Crimmer, can really get amongst the New Zealand batsmen. But New Zealand, if they play to their potential, they will be far too strong.
Okay, and then of course England and Ireland they both have to win, but England have to win to go through and Ireland have to win to have any chance of going through.
That's right, similarly to New Zealand, if England play to their full strength, they play anything like they did today against the West Indies, they will probably, in all fairness, blow Ireland off the park. But interesting here, you've got, as I say, must win for both sides. The loser goes home. Owen Morgan playing against his former teammates again. Last time they did that, he pretty much won the game for England. It went down to the wire in a 50-over game that was reduced, so Ireland could just upset England, but it's unlikely.
Okay, well there's more cricket to come, and I think both games sound fascinating to me for different reasons. Another good day's cricket, albeit interrupted by rain, and we hope for better things tomorrow. And thanks for joining us here on Cricket World.